Sharky back here, First Class Fishing. We caught us some sharks over there in episode 9, so right now what I'd just like to talk about is a little shark recipe that I like for the grill. Now you can chicken fry shark if you want to, but this is just a recipe that I found that I like, and if you enjoy it, then more power to you. I'm going to share it with you right now. Go ahead and get out your pen and paper. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is some ground pepper. You're going to need some chopped parsley. You're going to need some balsamic vinegar. Any type of balsamic vinegar will work for you. Nothing in particular there. Some soy sauce, some oil, lemon juice, a garlic clove, some whiskey, and a beer. Tunes, and a beer if you prefer, because I got a lot of heat on that. I posted a redneck survival kit online that got a lot of attention. A lot of you folks out there really like that. I shoot the whiskey. Beer clogs my head up, so more power to you if you need to adjust, okay? Whiskey first. Alright, so all we got to do, 2 teaspoons of balsamic vinegar, or tablespoons rather, 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. You can cut back on the soy sauce if you want to. It kind of makes it a little salty, so if you want to adjust there, that's where I'd recommend doing it. 2 tablespoons of oil. 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. So as you can see, this recipe is super duper easy. Okay, put that all in there. 2 tablespoons of parsley. We got the measuring spoon all wet, so I just like to scrape it off a little bit before I move on to the next thing. A half a teaspoon of pepper. Out there, more whiskey. Okay. You're gonna need a garlic press here. Take your clove, I've already got it shucked. Put that clove in there. Squeeze it down. Peel off all that good stuff. Alright. Take my spoon. Take the spoon here. Mix her up. Make sure you get that pepper distributed amongst your mix. Now for this part, I just use 1 gallon Ziploc bag. Take your mixture, pour it right in the bag. Okay. Now you're all set for that. This is your marinade. You're gonna stick your shark steaks in that marinade for about 30 minutes in the fridge, and then you should be good to go to put it on the grill. What you're going to do, you're going to wrap your grill in tin foil. You're going to need a spatula. That balsamic vinegar really tenderizes the meat. I got another bag mixed here. The other thing that we didn't talk about is preparation of the meat. So I'll get it all flayed out, and then what I like to do is I'll stick it in water, get it all rinsed off, stick it in water, and then I'll stick it in the fridge for a little bit, pull it back out, drain that water off. Then I'll go ahead and I'll take some buttermilk, and I'll soak those fillets overnight in buttermilk. And you'll notice when you go to look at the fillets the next day, there'll be a little bit of seepage that runs to the top of the buttermilk, and basically that's you know, the byproduct that's coming out of the meat. So it's a little bit of the, you know, I don't want to say it, but it's a little bit of the urine that's coming out of there, and things like that. Could be a little bit of the blood, could be a little bit of the water. It's all going to seep to the top. And then when you get done with that, I got it in the fridge. I'm going to drain it off. And that's that byproduct that I was talking about. That's all that bad stuff that you don't want in your meat. The reason why it's important to use buttermilk, it neutralizes the ammonia that's in the fish. If you didn't know, sharks pee through their skin, so you want to leave a little bit of meat between the skin and the actual fillet, but just to do a little bit of added, we'd like to use buttermilk, neutralize that ammonia. That way any recipe that you go to use for this shark, it's taking on the flavor of your recipe and it's not taking on that ammonia taste, okay? You don't want that in your meat, it's terrible. So let me go ahead and drain this off real quick. I'll wash off the fillets. If you notice this red on the meat right here, that's the stuff that tends to make your fish taste a little bit more fishy. So if you don't like your meat tasting fishy, then go ahead and try and get as much of that out of the meat as possible, and you'll wind up with a fillet that you like. It doesn't bother me, but it does bother some people. This buttermilk mixture will also neutralize that a little bit. Well, what you're working with here, if you can see, really white fillet that comes off the shark. It's just a beautiful fillet. Look at how thick that cut is. I mean, this is a 3'10" black tip right here. Just perfect size. I mean, 4 foot, between 3 foot and 4 foot, you're getting maximum amount of eat and not a whole lot of mercury to go along with it. This thing will be good for about 1 to 2 pounds worth of meat. So I'm going to put a couple fillets in each bag. That's why I had a bag sitting off to the side. So that's what I'm going to do now. Put it in there. I leave some air in when I first mix it. And this is what I'm talking about by mixing it. I want to make sure that all that marinade gets all over my meat. I want that fresh parsley in there, that chopped parsley. You can use fresh, it works out pretty good. But I'm going to make sure I got really good coverage on my meat. I'm going to open up the Ziploc bag. I'm going to bleed all the air out for the most part. Try and get these fillets side by side in the bottom of the bag. And then I'm going to lay them down flat in the fridge like I've done with these other bags of fillets. I'm lay them down flat, that way the marinade continues to do its thing over the next 30 minutes. Okay, well that's your first class fishing tip by Sharky. Hope you enjoy the recipe. Like, comment, subscribe, even share if you'd like. Take it easy, tight lines, folks.